Good morning. How are you, Lynn? We'll wait for a few more people to get on. You guys could like the chat when you come in. Put a comment. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are having a good morning. Hi, Jen. Are you guys ready for the Super Bowl? Isn't it tonight? I think it's tonight, isn't it? Are you guys going to watch the Super Bowl? It's tonight, isn't it? Hi, Glamorous Witch. How are you? Good morning, Darren. I think it's tonight. I think I seen an advertise. I don't really watch football like that. My man does, but I don't really watch it. Let me see here. It's on today. Seahawks versus Patriots. You guys going to watch it? I'm doing good. Thank you. If you guys purchased a personal reading, I finished those up. I'm all caught up this morning, so I will be emailing those out. So if you're waiting on your personal reading, you will be getting those. Lynn, you're going to watch the Super Bowl? Who are you going to vote for? Who you want to win, Seahawks or Patriots? I'm going to pick Seahawks. That's who I'm going with. We'll see if they win or not. Who's playing the halftime show? I haven't seen that yet. That's really the only reason I watch it, like the halftime show. Does anybody know? You purchased one yesterday? Okay. Jen, make sure you send me your information. Otherwise, I'll send you an email if you were not in my queue. I had a bunch that I had to do. So, hi, Francesca. How are you? Oh, Lynn, you're going with the Patriots? Okay. We'll see who wins. Hi, Francis. How are you? Good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for joining the live. We're going to do you versus them for those that have somebody, and then we'll do a quick look for this week. It'll be the energy of if you're single. Because I know Valentine's Day is coming up, and those that are single are probably wondering, am I going to meet somebody? So we'll take a quick peek at that. Oh, California. Oh, I bet it's nice there. Jen, I'll check when I get off the live. Okay. And if you sent me your stuff, like your birthday, your zodiac, and then if it's your person, if you have a person, then I'll look at that. I had some issues with my website like a week or two ago where I wasn't getting notifications when orders came through, and there was a couple that I didn't see. So if you ordered one and you didn't get it, I'm up to date on everything. So I will look at yours, Jen, but everybody else, if you have one, just send me an email if you haven't received it. I usually try to turn those around within 24 to 48 hours. Hi, Denise. Hi, Farial. Hi, Audrey. Hi, Maria. You're welcome, Jen. Hi, Pearl. Oh, Pearl. My youngest, her middle name is Pearl. My dad's name was Earl, and he was known by Earl the Pearl. So when I was pregnant, I knew I was going to name her with that middle name my whole pregnancy, but I never told my now ex-husband at the time. I never told him, but until after she was born. But yes, I love that name. My dad passed in 2013. He was taking a rear end out of a car, and the car fell on him and killed him. He was only 53 when it happened. He was really young. So that name is sentimental to me. So hi, Brenda. Hi, Jamie. How are you doing? Francis, I would say put some protection in place. That's what they call me. I'm sorry. No, why would you be sorry? It's okay. I love that name. My youngest, her name is Lakeland. Her first name is Lakeland. And there goes the dogs. So it's Lakeland Pearl is her name. So yeah, I love that name. It's funny is I actually wanted to name my oldest daughter that when I was pregnant with her, and my husband would not. He was like, no, 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 no. So yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. Hi, Sandy. How are you? Hi, Janetta. Hi, BB. How are you? We'll get started here in just a minute. We'll wait for a couple more people to get in, and then we're going to get started. I'm going to try to do dual. We'll do, if you have somebody, you versus them, kind of what's that energy? And then if you're single this week with Valentine's Day coming up next weekend, we'll see if there's anybody in your energy if you're single. Okay. So we're going to kind of look at both. Thank you, Angie. Welcome to the live. Thank you for coming in. Yes, I love that name. And Lynn, you know what? I have 3 daughters. I don't talk a lot about my personal life, but I have 3 daughters and they all have the name that starts with an L. So it's funny is me and my siblings, I'm the youngest of 4. We all have T's in our name. So I kind of, when we named our oldest daughter with the L, we just kind of stuck with the L's all the way down. So hi, Ellie. It's Lake Lynn, Lynn, Lakelynn. But it's funny when I do voice text and I say her name, it always spells it Lakeland, but it's not Lakeland. It's Lake Lynn, Lynn. Because my second sister, the one I'm closest to, her middle name is Lynn. That's why I did Lake Lynn. And I've always loved that name. Hi, Matthew. How are you? Hi, Annetta. Yeah. So anyways, all right. Oh, you're all B's? Yeah. It's kind of, once you get on that train of the same letter, it just makes it sense. But, it's like my name being a T, my ex-husband's name was a D. So L's is like not the same. And like, even like my mom and dad, like my dad's name was Earl. And then my mom's name is Roxanne. So it's E and R, but then all of us 4 kids were T's. So yeah. Anyways, all right. So we're going to get started. We're going to do you versus them for those that have somebody, whether you're in a relationship or just a connection. And then we'll look at singles for Valentine's Day coming up very, very soon. All right. We're going to start with Aries first. And I'm just going to timestamp Aries straight. I'm not going to do it based on connection versus single. You guys, if you come in after the live, you'll have to go ahead and scroll through and find that second timestamp if you're single. All right, so let's take a look. Aries, what is your energy? What is your person's energy? What's the energy between the 2 of you this week? Those that have Aries placements. Hi, Kathy. Welcome in. Thank you for joining my live. Aries. Oh, you're in the world. What's your person's energy? I'm hearing I'm tired of their you-know-what. They're in the 7 of Swords. Aries, what's going on here? What's the energy between the 2 of you? They think you're lying that you're not closing out this chapter with them. There's a lot of disruption between the 2 of you. What's being hidden is there's a lack of passion. There's a lack of drive. There's also maybe even a lack of empathy. Let's clarify here. Why is the World card here in your energy, Aries? Why is the World here? You feel like there's a lot of miscommunication. This person's non-committal. Why is your person in the 7 of Swords? They're not telling you something. They're being deceptive about the situation. What is this? They have somebody else behind the scenes, somebody else they're talking to. They actually have 2 people, and maybe you've caught on to that. That's why they're non-committal. Why is the 4 of Swords between the 2 of you? You feel like this person manipulated you. They came towards you. They said a lot of nice things, but then they've hurt you repeatedly. They've disappointed you repeatedly. And you're like, you know what? I'm done. Yeah, you're wanting something long-term, something stable. You could be dealing with an air sign, a fire sign, or a water sign. Do you guys want to do the letters? I did bring the letters back out. You guys want to do the letters? I'll do a couple letters for each one. All right, Aries. We've got M-Y-I-N. All right. Okay. Let's take a look at singles. If you are single Aries and you want to know What's going on this week around you? What is the energy? I want to use a different deck. Hold on. You want to know what is the energy around you this week? Are you going to meet somebody? Is there somebody who is liking you? What is the energy for single Aries? If you're not in a couple, you're not exclusive, you're not even talking to anybody, and you want to know what is the situation when it comes to love this week? Well, I can tell you that you're very confident. I see you want a new beginning, but I don't see anybody that is coming towards you this week. You may give a compliment to somebody thinking, oh, that might stir something up. It might be a King of Pentacles. This person's already in a relationship. So you may be out and about, like at the gas station or at the store, and you may be like, oh, you see somebody attractive and you say hi. They say hi, but then that's all that it comes about. And that's because this person is married or they're in a relationship. Yeah. I don't see anybody returning based off of this energy. All right. Let's get overall Aries. Let's get you one animal oracle, and we're going to get you an angel number for this week, whether you're coupled or single. Your animal oracle is the cat. It's all about independence. It says, you're being encouraged to develop a balance between independence and a time for togetherness. This indicates that you would greatly benefit from a journey of self-discovery, learning to enjoy time with yourself. This is the best energy to be in when you want to meet somebody, because you're not looking, you're not seeking, you're not desiring, and you actually attract somebody that's mirroring this energy. So if you are single, and especially those that are coupled up, it looks like you're ending something with somebody this week. I do see that you need to establish your independence. Your angel number for this week is 222. You're going to come into alignment with exactly where you need to be. How do you move forward towards your life's true calling? Do you do what makes you happy? When you get excited about something, that is an inclining within yourself saying, hey, you know what? This piques my interest. I need to probably go towards that. So some of you need to come into alignment with discovering your higher purpose. Okay, let's move on to, hi, Jennifer. Let's move on to Taurus. All right, Taurus. Those that are talking to somebody, they're getting to know somebody, or you're in a relationship. Let's look at you first. What is your energy? What's your person's energy? What is the energy between the two of you at this time? Taurus placements. You're in the 7 of Pentacles, so you're invested in this person. What is their energy? Okay, so we have the 7 of Swords, but we also have the 10 of Cups. So they're not being honest about something. What's the energy between the two of you? The Hermit in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles. Some of you are in a relationship with somebody who's already married. I don't know if you're aware of that, because we do have the 7 of Swords in your person's energy. They're not telling you that they're married. Okay. Why is the 7 of Pentacles in your energy, Taurus, for your person? You're already invested. This is somebody maybe you met in July, seven months, the last 7 months. You feel like things are stuck. Yeah, this person's made, this came out twice. This person's made a lot of promises, but they haven't satisfied them. You're waiting for them to give you a commitment or an opportunity, but you feel stuck because you're invested, but you're not receiving a return on investment. Why is this person in the 7 of Swords with the 10 of Cups? Why are they not being honest? Here's the thing, is this person likes to move towards people that make them feel happy. You maybe give them a lot of recognition. You make them feel seen. You make them feel an inner glow within themselves, something that they maybe are not getting at home. They like the attention that you provide to them, but they're also not very confident when it comes to anything beyond that. Why is the Hermit between the two of you in reverse? Okay, so there is a need for you to patiently recognize that there is nothing more to invest in this. So if this is somebody that you know they're married, you know they're in a relationship, or you suspect, you are not listening to what your inner self is trying to tell you, that strongly you need to patiently step back from this person and realize what's being illuminated to you. Yeah, look at that. You got the 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck again. Some of you suspect that this person is in a relationship or married. You suspect that there is somebody else behind the scenes. You may feel like, you know what? I call them, they don't answer. They only call me during the day. They don't call me at night. They don't see me every weekend. There's something that you suspect about this person. You would be correct. So that's why it's stuck. It's because they're already in a commitment with somebody else, or they live with somebody else. Could be dealing with a fire sign, a Leo, strong Leo, Sagittarius, an earth sign, a Cancer sign, or a water sign, or a Virgo. Okay. Let's get a couple of letters, and then we'll go to singles. What's the letters for Taurus? We've got T, D, A, C, and U. Okay. All right, let's take a look at singles. Taurus singles. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Good morning. Thank you for joining the live. All right, Taurus singles. What's going on with you this week? This is only if you're single, you're not talking to anybody, you're not in a relationship, you're not married, you're actually single. Single Tauruses. What's the energy around you? 8-8. You keep thinking about somebody this week, somebody that you had an ending with, somebody you did invest a lot in the past, and you keep watching them, but it's over this week. So hold on one second. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. These dogs. Okay. Is there going to be a new person? I see you're kind of still stuck in your head about this past person. It could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. No, you're still stuck. Okay, so what can you do to move away from the thought of this person? What is the advice for the single Tauruses? Be honest with yourself about the ending. You know, sometimes what happens is when there's an ending, there's a sense of, well, I want to hold on to hope that maybe they're going to come back, or maybe we can work it out. And here's the thing is, if this person comes back at some point, you're going to just go through the same cycle again. It's a cycle that is meant to end. You're meant to learn what you needed to learn about it and move away from it. So I would say this week, you're still kind of caught up in your head about somebody, but you need to see clearly as to what did you learn about it? And ask yourself, what was the experience for me? What was I learning about myself in that experience? All right, let's get you an angel number and an animal oracle message of advice for Taurus. The animal is the turtle. It's about calming yourself down. It says the turtle wisdom teaches us about walking our path in peace and sticking to it with determination and serenity. You may be encouraged to take a break from your busy life and look around within you for more grounded, long-lasting solutions. So this is significant. When you feel stuck, you feel like things are not progressing, things are not moving, it's because you're still stuck in the past. And your advice is to really calm yourself down and say, you know what? I went through the experience. It is what it is in the past. Let me focus on the present and calm down so that I can be in the present moment. Because you may miss out on an opportunity if you're too focused on the past and staying stuck in it. What's the angel number for Taurus? What's the angel number? 555. There, it's all about change. So you may be seeing 555 this week as a reminder of this message that it's time to see clearly. It says you are at a point where you need to level up. It may not feel like initially it's what you want to do, but you need to prepare for something higher and better. This is why this is what you've been looking for. You just have to push through. You might need to wait for the finish line. So when you make the change, there will be something else on the other side of that change. It may not be instantly. That's why you're being asked to be calm about it. All right, let's move on to, hi, Katrina. Hi, Liz. Hi, Mary. Hi, Tiffany. All right, Gemini. All right, let's take a look at Gemini, those that are in a connection, a relationship where you're entertaining somebody or you're exclusive with somebody. Let's see what's going on with you and your person this week. Gemini. What's your energy? What's your person's energy? What's the energy between the two of you? Thank you for joining the live. If you guys could please like it. I would appreciate it. Ooh, that's too many. I don't want all those. All right, Gemini. What's your energy, Gemini? Three of Swords. What's your person's energy, Gemini? The Hierophant. What's the energy between you? You could feel really hurt and disappointed. You could feel like this person stabbed you in the back. You could be married to this person. What's the energy between you? The Temperance in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Fool in reverse. So there's a lot of uncertainty between you and your person. You being in this Three of Swords, you could have found out your person did something, said something, wasn't serving your highest good with whatever they were doing. Let's clarify. Why the Three of Swords? You definitely could be married to this person or living together with this person. There's a higher level of commitment is what it feels like. Why is the Three of Swords here? 10 of Cups, Page of Cups, Three of Pentacles. You thought things were going to work out with this person, and you're finding out that this person is somebody that you thought was your happily ever after, but they keep disappointing you. The Devil. So there could be vice issues. There could be like narcissistic traits. There could be, this person could be the type of person that expects things to be their way, and they can talk to you the way they want to talk to you, that they want to be in control of the situation or the dynamic between the two of you. Your person is in the Hierophant energy. Why the Hierophant? Why is Gemini's person in the Hierophant energy? They truly believe what they say is golden. King of Wands, the Sun, and the Five of Swords in reverse. There was a fight or an argument. They said a lot of cruel things to you, and they truly believe that they can say whatever they want. Okay, well, there's a Temperance in reverse between the two of you. So you feel like this person is like a hothead. They're impulsive. They just react rapidly. And you feel like they're not patient at all. You might feel like there needs to be some healing, but it's not started. Why is Temperance in reverse here? The Hangman, the Fool in reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles. You feel uncertain about this anymore, if this is going to work anymore. Why is your person in this energy of feeling like it's their way or no way? They're very controlling. They have a lot of unresolved issues. That's why they're very combative. They kind of live in this fantasy world thinking that what they say goes. Maybe they were raised that way. There could be a belief system here. They have a very limited belief that it's their way or no way. It's a very controlled energy. Okay, give me one more. They could have vice or addiction issues, and maybe you have said something about it, and then they get really irate. Like you say, oh, you need to quit smoking. And they're like, I'm not going to quit smoking or something like that. Yeah, maybe they drink too much. They could be somebody who is an excessive drinker. That's the problem. Okay, well, that's the energy this week between you and your person. Could be an earth sign, a Pisces, air, water, a Leo, a Capricorn. Okay. All right, let's look at singles. Let's do letters. All right. P-U-A-N. P-U-A-N. All right. Let's look at singles, Gemini. And then we'll get advice at the end here. Gemini singles. You're single. You're not in a relationship. You're not married. You're not talking to anybody. There's nobody that you're aware of. Let's see if there's somebody coming towards you. Gemini singles. What's the energy around them this week? You do have somebody around you. Your boss may hit on you this week. They may make a pass at you. They're going to say something in passing that's very flirtatious, and then they're just going to walk away. Like, oh, that looks really good on you. And then they look you up and down and walk away. But you have somebody else that's a little bit of a fire sign here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They're coming in really quick. What is this person's intentions? They're a little bit impulsive. What's their intentions? Yeah, the communication's coming in really quick. They want to know if you'll still talk to them. This is somebody that you've talked to in the past. Maybe talk for a while and then they stopped talking to you. They went no contact. They want to see if you'll still talk to them. Okay, what's going to be the outcome of that? They may say, oh, happy Valentine's Day, because this is for the next week. If you ask them why they went no contact, they're going to lie to you. They're not going to tell you what the truth is. They literally just want to see if they can talk to you again, if you will even talk to them. You know, sometimes that's what happens is people come back just to see if the door is still open. All right. You'll be dealing with an earth sign, an Aries, a fire sign, a Cancer, fire. All right. Let's get you guys some advice. All right. What overall for Gemini this week, whether you're coupled, talking, or single, what is the advice for you? Geminis, what's the advice for you? The B, it's about productivity. It says it's time to examine your productivity. Disorganization and indecisiveness might be causing you to miss some opportunities. Take a moment to prioritize your goals and get clear view of how you want to go and what you want to do from going forward. So being really productive this week, maybe having a to-do list, really focusing on that's going to be important for you. Let's get you an angel number, Gemini. What's the angel number for Gemini? Hi, Judy. Hi, Dwayne. Hi, that damn OJ. Endless Cycles, number 2323, angel number. There's some truth you're resistant to accept over and over again until you're tired and restrained beyond depression. It takes a decision to live life for yourself. Life is all about passion. Then you make a change and the world around you follows. So it's about ending a cycle that needs to come to an end. All right, Cancer. All right, Cancer placements. If you are coupled up, in a relationship, married, talking to somebody, getting to know somebody, this is you versus them. Your energy, their energy. What's the energy between the two of you this week? Cancer placements. Those with Cancer placements. What's Cancer's energy? What's their person's energy? Hi, Bianca. Good morning. Cancer placements. Your energy is the Death card in reverse. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. Cancer, your energy is the Death card in reverse. What is your person's energy? Cancer. The Wheel of Fortune. The energy between the two of you is the Empress. Bottom of the deck is the Moon in reverse. So you feel like something's not changing. There is somebody that is blocking the situation between you and your special person. Okay, why is the Death card in reverse? You feel like something you needed to change, you needed to transform, you needed things to be different, but they're just not different. Okay, so what is this? Why is the Death card in reverse here? Could be dealing with a Scorpio, could be dealing with a Taurus. Okay, so the King of Swords, the Four of Cups in reverse, the Six of Cups. If you are entertaining, you're married, you're in a relationship with somebody who has children with somebody else, you expected your person to put certain boundaries in place when it comes to their ex or their baby's mom, their baby's dad. And every opportunity your person gets to maybe talk to or engage with their ex, they do, and you don't like it. And they may say, oh, well, it's because of the children. Well, you could still have a co-parenting dynamic, but not have to share everything else except for the children stuff. And you feel like you've asked your person this. With the King of Swords, you've clearly told your person how it makes you feel, but your person keeps not doing that. Well, your person's in the Wheel of Fortune energy. So they're just moving forward regardless of what you say. Okay, so why is the Wheel of Fortune here? They feel like luck's going to be on their side. Seven of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Queen of Swords. You're married to this person. You're the king. They're the queen. Okay. Your person feels like they're with you. They're married to you. They live with you. They maybe even have a child also with you, that their life and their future is with you. And they're pushing away the idea that they want to be with this ex, the one that's kind of causing issues between the two of you. Maybe they're not causing it. Maybe it's your person. Why is the Empress between the two of you? There's a lack of compassion on your person's part for your feelings and emotions. And you feel like they should be unconditionally loyal to you, but the loyalty doesn't feel like it's there. Yep. Got the Justice between the two of you. Two of Swords, Page of Cups, and the Justice. And the Page of Pentacles. You may have a child with your person and they have a child or children with someone else. So it looks like you feel blinded that your person doesn't realize that they're not being sympathetic to your needs. They're not being empathetic with what the truth really is, that they're talking to their ex more, or they're really not serving their highest good when it comes to making this change. What's blocking this person from making the change? Three of Swords. Queen of Wands in reverse. The Magician. Do you talk to your ex also? Because they feel like this communication, they have been hurt or disappointed at some point because you have done the same thing to them. And they don't understand why you can confidently say, oh, don't talk to your ex if you're talking to your ex. All right, what's going to be the outcome here? This is happening this week. The King of Cups in reverse. Seven of Pentacles. 10 of Swords in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Death card in reverse again. This is your energy. So your energy is not changing because they're not changing. What's it going to take for your person to stop talking to their ex like this? They have to put something to rest from the past. And it's something to do with you and them. They're holding on to something. That's why they are continuing to invest with their ex. Their intuition's telling them not to do this, that it's going to make it worse, but they're not listening. There's the Empress again. Yeah, your person's the one who has to create this opportunity. Okay. All right, let's move on. You could be dealing with a air sign, a water sign, an earth sign, a Libra, a Gemini, a Taurus, a fire sign, air sign, fire, water, and Scorpio. Okay. Well, let's get a couple of letters and then we'll move on to singles. What's the letters? A, U. Okay. All right, let's look at singles for Cancer. Cancer singles, if you're not in a relationship, hi, Melissa. If you are not talking to anybody and you want to know who might be coming towards you this week, if you're going to meet somebody new, what's going to happen, let's find out. All right, Cancer placements. What's the energy around you coming up? What's the energy for those with Cancer placements? Your intuition is on fire this week. Okay. You know, I don't know why this is coming up, but somebody that you dated in the past, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, you will have an intuitive hit this week that this person did something in the past that in the past you didn't know it, but your intuition tells you about it this week. I don't know if you're meditating this week, you're doing some intuitive writing, you're doing some journaling, you're spending time in nature, you're connecting with your higher self, you're getting a download about something from the past. Are you going to meet a new person? Is there any new people on the horizon? It's somebody you were either married to or you were in a long-term relationship. We got the Queen of Cups in reverse and the King of Cups upright. I do see this person that you have this intuitive hit about. They do reach out to you. So you have an ex that is definitely going to come back. Like I said, you were either married to them or you're just in a relationship with them, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or they're just emanating emotions this week. They want to reach out to you. They want to know if you're available, if you're single. Okay. But you're getting an intuitive hit about something you didn't know from the past. You may even ask them if you have a conversation with them. They may tell you what that is. All right, let's get some advice. Let's get an animal oracle for overall Cancer placements Overall Cancer placements. What is the advice for this week? What do they need to know? What do they need to hear that's going to serve their highest good? We've got the Zebra. It's about being open-minded. There is more than one way of looking at things. You must be ready to accept alternative viewpoints and new ideas. You must open your eyes to new ideas and new ways of solving problems. Okay. What's your angel number of advice? Cancer placements. What's the angel number of advice? You need to know. You need to hear. Hi, Beach. How are you? Cancer placements. What's your angel number this week? 0220. Act on your idea. It says, you have the benefit of good fortune, and if you use your wise judgment, you can do anything. In this place, you can reach new heights. You should act on your potential when you see this pattern, since what you plant will grow. You're about to experience something spectacular. Okay, that's exciting. All right, Leo. Let's move on to Leo. 3831. All right, Leo. You versus your person. If you're married, in a relationship, coupled up with somebody, talking to somebody, you want to know what's your energy, what's their energy, what's the energy between the two of you this week. Let's find out. Leo placements. What is Leo's energy? What's their person's energy? You're in the Judgment energy. You may want reconciliation with somebody. Your person is in the Six of Pentacles energy. They're wanting to give you what you want. What's the energy between the two of you, Leo? If you're dealing with a Libra or a Earth sign. Page of Pentacles. So there's an opportunity here with you and your person, Leo. We also have the Sun in reverse. So overall, you could be unhappy about something. That could be why your person is wanting to give to you this week, Leo. All right, let's clarify here. Why is the Judgment in Leo's energy? You could feel at a loss. This person maybe left you caught up in your head. You maybe had some negative thoughts about the situation. What is this Judgment here? Why is Judgment in Leo's energy this week? Nine of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. This person left you out in the cold. Six of Wands. You want them to recognize who you are. You're like, you know what? You don't want to give to me? That's fine. I'm going to be single and independent. I'm abundant all by myself. I'm hearing that song all by myself. It's funny because this is your person's energy this week, and this is clarifying the Judgment. You do expect them to give to you because they ghosted you, they abandoned you, they neglected you. All right, why is your person in the Six of Pentacles? Let's see their energy. They want to give to you this week, Leo. Why is the Six of Pentacles in equal give and take in the energy for your person? Six of Swords, the Devil, and the Knight of Pentacles, and the Star. This person knows that they've done something that's been very negative. Maybe they have... Let's clarify this Devil because I don't know what this is. What is this Devil? Could be dealing with a Capricorn, Earth sign. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune wanted to come out. Oh, the Three of Swords. They know they hurt you, whatever they've done. They have been very negative, very toxic. This could be a repeated negative pattern with this person, and they know this. They're coming towards you, 6-6. They want to give and they want to create peace. They're coming with some type of plan, some type of gift, some type of gesture. They are giving to you. Okay. Why is the Page of Pentacles between the two of you? Because this is this person giving to you. Why is the Page of Pentacles here? Why is the Page of Pentacles here? Ace of Wands, the Star again, and the Page of Wands. So they're coming in with communication. Got the Eight of Swords. They're very much caught up in their head. They know that they need to restore this. They need to fix this. They need to heal this. I do see communication is coming in with this person. They're going to give you something. Maybe they're going to give you a gift or something. because the overall energy was unhappiness on your part. What's the likely outcome here with Leo and their person? The 10 of Wands, the Justice, the Queen of Wands. There you are. You're getting whatever you want. You may be getting it quickly. Maybe you tell this person, hey, you need to give me X, Y, and Z, or I'm not taking you back, or something like that. Because with your energy, you're like, you know what? You don't want to give to me? That's fine. I'll just go give it to myself. It's almost like there's an ultimatum here. Look at that. The Temperance again. 2 of Swords and the 7 of Wands. This is you pushing them away, saying, you know what? I'm not going to be blinded to whatever this devil is, whatever this hurt and this disappointment is. You're calling this person out and you're expecting something as a return from this person. Okay. Well, let's see who you're dealing with here. All right. Could be a fire sign, a Sagittarius, a Capricorn, a Virgo, a Gemini, an Aquarius, and a lot of earth energy, and a Libra, double Libra. All right. Well, let's move on to singles. Oh, wait. Let's do your letters. What's the letters for Leo? K-U-D-F. K-U-D-F. All right. Single Leos. If you're not married, you're not in a relationship, and you want to know, is anybody coming towards you? What's the energy when it comes to love this week? What is the energy around you? I just seen the Justice card wanted to come out. What is this? Oh, okay. So the Justice card, and then I just seen the 4 of Cups, and I was going to say you might miss out on an opportunity, and then this is what was sticking out. So Leo singles, if you are single and you're not putting yourself out there, you might miss an opportunity that's available to you. Okay. Who's this opportunity that Leo singles could potentially have? Could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Dang. It's somebody who could really make you happy. If you stay home and you sulk and, oh, I'm single, it's Valentine's Day, I don't have anybody, yada, 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 you're going to miss out on an opportunity meeting somebody else. Oh, it could be an Aries. This is somebody who's in boss power. You might meet them through your boss. You may need to boss up and put yourself out there. Yeah, don't stay home and then say, I don't know why I haven't got my dream man or my dream woman. I wish they would just show up. You can have your wish fulfillment. There's an opportunity here with somebody this week. So if you're single and you want somebody, put yourself out there. Listen, what is your intuition saying? Is it saying go to that restaurant, go to that store, go to that location and go for a walk? There's something your intuition's going to hit you and say, hey, go do this, go do that. If you do, you're going to meet somebody. Okay. And it comes with, look at this. Got the 10 of Cups. That's exciting. That means this person could be your wish fulfillment that you've been waiting for. All right, let's get some advice for overall all Leos this week. What is the Animal Oracle message of advice? What is it you need to know? What is it you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good? Eagle. It's about seeing the vision. It says, it is time to look inward with an attentive eye. Allow your heart to guide you. You are a Leo. You lead with the heart. And opportunities you never dreamed were possible will present themselves when you least expect it. I told you, if you're single, you better get out of the house this week. Get ready for greatness. And for those that are entertaining somebody, they're married or in a partnership relationship, you vision what you want, you can have that. There's opportunities for you. All right, what's your angel number? What's the angel number for advice for Leo this week? One more. What's the angel number for Leo? 1011. I can't make it any more clear than this. It says take action. You got to take action. It says hope, new beginnings, fresh start, lifestyle, purpose, and spiritual awakening. This is a call to action to move forward. The sooner you get going, the sooner you will accomplish what you set out to do. Those with patience will eventually reap the rewards of perseverance. Okay. All right, let's move on to Virgo. Hi, Janetta. All right, Virgo, 4722. All right, Virgo. If you are in a marriage, in a relationship, in a connection, you're talking to somebody casually, you want to know what's going on, this is going to be your section. All right, Virgo. What's your energy? What's your person's energy? What is the energy between the two of you? Thank you for joining the live. Hi, Lila. Hi, Ellie. I'm doing all signs right now. We're doing you versus them for those coupled up, and then we're doing singles after. And after I'm done with all of this, then I will do ask a question, get an answer for bonus, stick to the end. All right, Virgo, what's your energy? What's your person's energy? Virgo, you're in the moon. So you're being quiet. Your person's energy is the 8 of Cups. They might be walking away from this. The energy between the two of you is you're both holding back. You're holding on, but yet you're holding back. Bottom of the deck is the 10 of Swords. So there's a sense of defeat, a sense of, you know what, I've hit rock bottom. I don't know if I can keep doing this. You could be keeping a secret. There could be secret feelings and emotions. Your intuition could be telling you something about the situation. Let's clarify for Virgo, what is the moon here for? Why is the moon in your energy this week? Something's not changed when it comes to the situation with you and your person. You're not seeing something clearly. The 9 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords in reverse. So you may not be seeing clearly. If you're holding back from your person, you may be saying, you know what, I'm just going to be single and independent. I don't need this person. But you're not really being honest with yourself about why you're being secretive. There's something that you're not seeing clearly. What is the Ace of Swords here for? Clarify that. What is this? The Judgment, the Devil, and the 3 of Wands. So there could be something that you are not being honest with about yourself when it comes to the truth about something with this devil in your future. Maybe it's something you need to let go of. You need to release, but you're refusing to release it. And that has created a separation with you and your person. Now, your person this week is in the energy of, I love you, but I need to let you go. Or I need to walk away from this because of that devil. What is this 8 of Cups here for your person? Could be done with a water sign, a Libra, a Capricorn. The Justice, the 9 of Cups, and the 8 of Swords. Your person is very caught up in their head. They wish that they weren't caught up in their head. They wish that they didn't have to make this judgment call to walk away. But truthfully, your person is considering that they need to walk away. Now, even though you both are, I just see 22. So even though you're both holding on to each other, you're also holding back. Why is the 4 of Pentacles here? Why is this between you and your person, Virgo? 2 of Wands in reverse. The 2 of Cups. I just said 22. I just seen it. And the Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Fool. You both want a future, but you're stuck. You both love each other. You both want to reach out to each other. You both are still holding on to each other because there is an undevoted love here. But you both feel like, is this love enough to carry us through the future? Is this going to be enough? You want to take a chance, but you're both kind of hiding back. Why are you both hiding back here? Why are you hiding back, Virgo? You're trying to figure out, is this just a fantasy and illusion? Is this love real? Or is there other choices and other options maybe I should pursue? Why is your person holding back? Your person is committed to what they feel they value, their belief system, whatever that devil is. They maybe don't believe that that is something that they want to be a part of, especially if it's like a vice or an addiction. They don't want no part of that. What's going to be the likely outcome here? What's going to be the likely outcome? Okay, we've got the Empress coming out in reverse. The King of Cups. The 9 of Wands, the 4 of Swords, the Lovers in reverse, the Page of Swords. So if you are in separation, the 7 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. If you are in separation with this person this week, I think you're going to continue to be in separation. I think that you both are acting like you don't care, but that's just not true. You do both still love each other, but there is hurt, it looks like, on both sides of the fence with you and your person. All right, you could be dealing with a Gemini, a Taurus, a water sign, a Taurus, a air sign, a Libra, Gemini, Libra, Capricorn. All right. All right, let's move on to letters, and then we'll move to singles. All right, what's the letters for Virgo? C, N, F, B. C, N, F, B. Okay. All right, single Virgos. You are not in a relationship. You're not married. You're not pending a divorce. You are not partnered up, and you're not talking to anybody. This is going to be your energy. Single Virgos. What is the energy around you this week? Single Virgos. I see you want somebody, but you're not willing to give something up to have somebody. There's something about you're not wanting to commit to putting yourself out there. You're not wanting to do the inner work. You're not willing to sacrifice something. And maybe you don't want to sacrifice your time and your effort. And that's okay. You want somebody, but it's kind of like you want somebody, but you don't really want to do the work to get somebody. Yeah, you could be somebody who's just waiting for them to magically appear when you want them to appear, but I don't see that happening. I don't see anybody coming towards you this week because I see you, the thought of wanting somebody's there, but I don't see the action. There's something that you're not wanting to commit to. Okay, well, let's get some advice for all Virgos this week. What is the best piece of advice? What is the guidance? What is it you need to know? What is it you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good? All Virgos. What is the advice for Virgos this week? What's the animal oracle message of advice? Fox and opportunities. Okay, it says, you must be quick to move out of your comfort zone, especially when the situation calls for immediate responsiveness and flexibility. Open your mind to new ways of doing things. Once you do, get ready for good luck and opportunities will come your way. Okay, let's get an angel number for Virgo. What's the angel number of advice for Virgo placements? 4444. There is a blessing in disguise. It says, obstacles, hardships, strength, building character from experience. There might be some difficulties ahead, but you will push through. You've got this. If you have been struggling or feeling lost, the winds of change will blow in your favor if you've been suffering or feeling lost. Some things may fall apart, but you're building the framework for something so much better. So hang in there. Okay. All right, let's move on to Libra. Hi, Judy. Good morning. Libra. All right, Libra. If you are married in a relationship, partnership, or you're talking to somebody, this is going to be your reading. We will look at singles after this. All right, Libra. What's your energy? What's your person's energy? What is the energy between the two of you? Libra. What's the energy around Libra? Okay, so we've got the lovers. You could be dealing with a Gemini. I just heard secret lovers. That's what we are. Seven of Wands is your person's energy. What's the energy between the two of you? The Wheel of Fortune. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups, but it's in reverse. So you're in this lover's energy. So you feel like this is your person. You love this person. You want to be on the same page with this person. This person is in the Seven of Wands. So they might be pushing you away. They might be a little bit guarded this week. You might be in separation with that Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So let's clarify. Libra, why are you in the lover's energy this week? You'll be dealing with a Gemini, a fire sign, a water sign. All right, why are you in the lover's energy? The Emperor reversed, the King of Pentacles, the Sun. And we've got the 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. You may find that this person is not coming through making you happy. You love them, you want to be with them, but there is a separation here. Maybe this person isn't communicating as much as they once were. You're feeling a loss or a divide here. Your person is in the 7 of Wands, so they are pushing you away, or they're a little bit guarded this week. Why are they in the 7 of Wands energy? 9 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles reversed, the 2 of Pentacles. So they are being single and independent. You may not be in a commitment with this person. It does look like they're going back and forth, trying to figure out, do they want to be single or do they want a commitment? It looks like they may not want a commitment. They haven't made a decision. That's why they're pushing you away. This is what's between the two of you, the Wheel of Fortune. So there's a need to move forward, maybe even potentially move on. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? Something has changed. The Hermit, we deal with the Virgo, Page of Cups, and Justice, Libra energy. Truthfully, you may try to reach out to this person impulsively, try to get some answers from this person, and you may find that they don't respond. They don't call back. They don't text back. You may show up at their place. They don't respond. Why is this person indecisive about the connection with Libra? 5 of Cups, Ace of Swords, the Judgment. You know what? They recognize that they probably don't want a relationship. So if you were casually talking to this person, hoping to get a commitment from them, this person is kind of pushing you away because they just don't have, clearly they haven't worked through some type of hurt and disappointment, whether that's with you or from somebody else. They haven't worked through it. All right, well, what's going to be the likely outcome here for Libra? We got the Queen of Wands, the 5 of Swords in reverse, the 5 of Cups in reverse. They have the 5 of Cups in their energy. 10 of Wands, Ace of Cups, and the 4 of Wands. Ace of Cups is in reverse. I think that you are going to make an attempt to reach out to this person, but I think that it's going to fall upon them not responding. They may kind of go incognito a little bit. They may be resistant to having this conversation. And it's because they feel a sense of defeat, whether it was a hurt and disappointment from you and your relationship, if you're in a relationship, or if it's a casual person you were talking to, they're not over something from their past. And that's why they kind of back off. All right, could be dealing with a fire sign, a water sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, a Libra, Virgo, Aries, Earth, or Leo, or Gemini. All right, well, let's move on to singles and then we'll get some advice. All right, let's do letters first, actually. What's the letters? S, D, K. S, D, I said K, but it was X. So maybe K said it. All right, Libra singles. What's the energy around you this week? Singles. Libra singles. This is if you don't have anybody you're talking to, you're not in a relationship. What's the energy around you this week? Libra. Ooh, you got somebody coming towards you. You got 2 people coming towards you. You're going to meet them. If you're going out with friends for drinks, I see you meeting. One's got Cancer placement. The other one has Sagittarius in their chart. The first person, they're really easygoing. They talk a lot. They like to talk a lot. And they might be worth investing in. This Cancer placement, they might be worth investing in. This other person who has Sagittarius in their chart, they are overcoming something strong. Maybe they're like a workaholic and they're trying to go out and have a little more fun. They are working through that still. They're not strong in the virtue of giving up working so much. But this, when you meet them, it's like their one time in the last year they've probably went out. So you may find that because they're a workaholic, they don't have a lot of time for you. Okay. Well, you could be dealing with a Leo, a Sagittarius, a Capricorn, Cancer, Earth, Fire. All right. Let's get some overall advice for you. Libra this week. What is the animal message of advice? What is it you need to know? What do you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good? Freedom, the horse energy. It says you must break out of any limitations that are holding you back, whether they're self-imposed or you put them on by other people or society. Break free and run faster towards your dreams. Okay. Let's get a angel card of advice for Libra. What is the angel card of advice? 0110. So the horse is about releasing beliefs and taking action. This is about your belief system. So double confirmation. Go after what you want, your destiny. Feel inspired with the gifts and talents you already have. Appreciate yourself and be grateful for your experiences. It says, you're blessed with talents and skills that make it easy for you to stand out from the crowd. Embrace what makes you different. That is your path to success. Your dreams will soon come true. Okay. Scorpio. All right, Scorpio. Thank you for joining the live. If you're here, come in and like the live and put a comment. I would appreciate it. Hi, Susan. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. The dogs are so loud. I apologize. All right, good morning, Erica. Hi, Susan. All right, we're on Scorpio. So if you are married, in a relationship, or talking to somebody, this is going to be your you versus them. We will look at singles after this. So Scorpio placements. What is your energy? What's your person's energy? What's the energy between the two of you? Scorpio. Scorpio. We will do ask a question, get an answered at the bottom after we get done, after Pisces. All right, Scorpio, your energy. The Two of Cups. You love this person. You see this person as the one. Your person's energy. The Hermit. You could be dealing with a Virgo. They might be silent. They might be a little quiet or shy. What's the energy between you? The Hangman, Pisces energy. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Swords in reverse. So you're in the Two of Cups. So you see this person as somebody who is your better half, maybe your divine counterpart. You might think they're a soulmate. What is that? You might feel like this is somebody you want to commit to, that you're just waiting for them to give you commitment. What is this? Why are you in the Two of Cups? Scorpio. Okay, so Knight of Swords in reverse and the Five of Swords. So there might be a conversation that this person pulls back and goes silent on you because they are in the Hermit energy. You may say something that you think is practical or it's fine, it's no big deal, but this person takes it the wrong way and then they pull back. Why are they in the Hermit energy? The Hierophant might have something to do with religion or religious beliefs. Four of Swords, maybe about politics, Page of Cups. This person says something and you say something, and whatever you say that you feel like this person misunderstood you, well, they pull back because they don't believe the same thing you believe. Now, you're in the energy, and they're in the energy between the two of you is the Hangman. So you're thinking a lot about what you said, and they are also thinking about it. So you're both analyzing it. Why is the Hangman here? The Queen of Cups to reverse, the King of Wands and the Sun. Eight of Cups, the Hermit, and the Six of Cups. You might have even said something about if they have a child, something about the child. I see your person's pulling back from you this week. They are confident that you were not empathetic or compassionate to whatever they said, whatever they did. And I do see them pulling back from you and distancing themselves. They feel like you should love them regardless of the situation or circumstance, but they don't feel that. Yeah, their intuition is telling them to take time to themselves. So you could be dealing with a Taurus, a Virgo, a water sign, a Leo, another Taurus, a water sign, an earth sign, or an air sign. All right. Well, let's look at letters and let's look at singles. Letters are CTA, cat, C-A-T. All right. Single Scorpios. Scorpio singles. What is your energy? What's their energy or your energy this week around you? If you are going to meet somebody, what's going to happen? Or if you don't have anybody, what is this energy for the singles? Scorpio. Scorpio singles, what's the energy around you this week? You meet somebody potentially like at a park or something, maybe by Wednesday, if you like are somebody who goes out on trails or you go out in nature, you meet somebody, they're going to make you really happy, but you're going to feel confused because they're supposed to reach out, but they don't. Why did they not reach out? They lose your phone number. So if you exchange numbers with somebody, exchange it through the phone and have them actually call or text you right then and there. Because if you write it down, they're going to lose the paper. This person could have Earth or air in their chart. They could also have Sagittarius, Leo, or Gemini. Okay. So you could meet somebody this week. All right, let's get you some advice. What is the animal message of advice? What is the guidance for Scorpio placements this week? The dolphin, it's about being at peace. It says, the gentle nature of the dolphin reminds you to look for the good in everyone and strive to bring peace to your life and those around you. Trust your instincts and your intuition rather than overthinking things. And what is your angel number? What is the angel number for Scorpio? Hi, Erica. Scorpio. 2112. It's up to you. It says, someone watching over you, good fortune, unforeseen forces, and direction. Even if it seems like you're not making any meaningful progress, things are moving into the right direction. If you see this number, 2112, it's a sign that everything will work out in your favor and your dreams will come true soon. All right, Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. All right. You versus them. If you're married in a relationship, you're coupled up, or you're just talking to somebody casually, you want to know your energy, their energy, and the energy between you. Let's take a look. Sagittarius. We will look at singles after this. All right, those with Sagittarius placement. Sagittarius. Your energy is the Knight of Cups. Their energy is the High Priestess in reverse. The energy between the two of you is the Three of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the King of Wands. All right, Sagittarius. So you're in an energy of, I think I'm going to talk to this person. I'm going to, give them some compliments, make them feel good. But your person's ignoring their intuition. There's something that they're not saying or they're not recognizing about the situation. The energy between the two of you with that Three of Pentacles, something's not working. It could be not working in your favor. Let's see here. The Sun, the Three of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles. You want happiness. You maybe want to just be friends with this person. But you may be missing an opportunity with this person. I'm hearing say all the right things, but doing all the wrong things. This person's in the not listening to their intuition. Why? They're confused. They don't see a future here. They think that this is just a lustful interaction. Something's not working. Either what you're saying and what you're doing is not the same, or your person's not putting in the work. Why is the Three of Pentacles here? Yeah, the Death card in reverse, the World card, the Queen of Swords, the Emperor, the Knight of Cups again, and the High Priestess upright. So you're listening to your intuition. Your intuition is telling you if you want happiness, you got to actually do the action, not just say the words. And your person is like, you know what? My intuition, I'm not really listening to it. And I think that maybe this is just something that if you guys are sleeping together, they just see it as that. I don't see anything changing with the Death card in reverse. Something's not working. And this week, it looks like maybe boundaries are being put in place because I see the World card. So there's a cycle that's ending when it comes to you and your person. Okay. You could be dealing with an Aries, a Taurus, a water sign, a Scorpio, an air sign, an earth sign, a fire sign, a Leo, a water sign, an earth sign. Okay. All right, let's move on to singles. Sagittarius singles. You are not in a relationship. You're not talking to someone. You want to know, is there somebody coming towards me? Am I going to meet somebody new this week? Let's take a look and find out what's in your energy this week, Sagittarius. What's the energy around Sagittarius singles? Singles. 3 shuffles. You are, if you resonate with that last reading, you are walking away from that situation into another situation. I see a King of Cups here. This is somebody you either have a past life with or you know them from the past. This is somebody that is very stable, very reliable, and they are looking for the full 10 of Pentacles, which is what you had in your energy. You may actually see clearly that you want to put in the effort with this person. Sometimes if you're in a relationship with somebody, you're in a relationship with them, you say a lot of things, but your actions prove the truth of how you feel about them. And with this last person, if those that resonate come into the single now, you may find that you didn't put the action in because you really didn't see it with that person. You maybe told yourself you did, but you didn't. And now I see you walking away from that into another committed relationship with somebody who's a little more solid, a little bit that you want to actually put the actions in. So, okay, so we got the 4 of Wands here. Give me one more. This person may have 2 dogs. Look at that. Yep, you're starting a whole new cycle with somebody else, brand new person. Look at that, the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. They could be a fire sign. They could be a Leo. They could be an Aquarius. They could be a Pisces. Okay. All right, let's get some advice. What is the advice? The animal message of advice for all Sagittarius, whether you're talking to somebody or single, every Sagittarius. What is the animal message of advice for you this week? What do you need to know? What do you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good? The giraffe, it's about reflection. It says, if you are facing a difficult situation, do not rush into making a decision. You are advised to turn the problem around in all possible manners before deciding on a solution. Your circumstances need to be examined carefully. Okay. What is the angel number of advice for Sagittarius this week? 2424, it's all about having good times. It says, leisure, rest, holiday pleasure, love, affection, kindness, and happiness. You are worthy of affection, leisure, and pleasure. If you tell your family and friends how you feel, you'll find that they're all on the same page and you can work together effectively. Many people are rooting for you. If you spread love, it will find its way back to you multiplied. Okay. Capricorn. Capricorn. 116. All right. All right, Capricorn. Those that are married in a relationship, talking to somebody, even if it's casual, this you versus them is for you. We will do singles next. So let's take a look at Capricorn placements. What's your energy? What's your person's energy? What is the energy between the two of you? Capricorn. Capricorn placements this week, their energy, their person's energy, the energy between the two of them. Your energy is the Sun in reverse. You're not happy. Your person's energy is the 4 of Swords. They're spending time by themselves. The energy between the two of you is the Queen of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Wands. You're not happy, Capricorn, this week. And it could be you're not happy about your career, your finances, your money potentially, because that is blocking the two of you. You may not be happy feeling stable with this person. So let's clarify why there's a sense of uneasiness in your energy when it comes to this person this week. Why does Capricorn have the sun in reverse? Why is there no happiness, no inner glow, no satisfaction here? The Death card, the Strength card, and the Knight of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. You may think that this person has juggled you. You may be unhappy to find that maybe there is an ending. This person hasn't changed. You strongly believe that this person's erratic, they're impulsive, they're maybe non-committal, and it's making you really unhappy. Your person is in the Four of Swords, so they're at peace with the way things are. They're spending time in isolation, thinking about themselves. They do have a smile on their face. Nine of Wands in reverse. Six of Pentacles, the Lovers in reverse, the Nine of Cups. If you're in a relationship, I see a separation. This person isn't giving in this situation. They're okay with it. Queen of Pentacles is between the two of you. Why is this here? This could be a person. You also have the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck being hidden. There could have been a juggling of people. Eight of Cups, the Two of Cups, the King of Cups, 10 of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. Capricorn, you may not be too happy to find out your person actually is putting an end to the situation or the connection. They're giving to someone else that they're potentially wanting to go towards another commitment. You may be the one actually, because you have the Death card, you might be the one ending it, saying, you know what, I strongly believe that this is not happening. Look at that. Now this is you. This is you saying, you know what, I don't want this because it's not commitment enough for me. It's not solid enough. It's not stable. It brings a sense of insecurity out in you that you don't like and you don't want. Yeah, look at that. You're like, you know what? I'll just go manifest somebody else or something else. Okay. Well, you could be dealing with a Gemini, an earth sign, a fire sign, earth sign, air sign, a water sign, earth, a Scorpio, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, Leo. All right, let's move on to singles. Oh, let's do letters. Let's do these letters. Capricorn. All right, we've got R, Y, I, N. R, Y, I, N. All right, Capricorn singles. Thank you. You're welcome, Susan. All right. Capricorn singles. If you are single, you're not married, you're not in a relationship, you're not pending a divorce or separation, and you're not talking to anybody, what is the energy around you this week, Capricorns? What's the energy? Capricorns. Ooh, you got the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You might be meeting somebody. You might actually meet two people. If you are somebody who walks along like a water, like a Navy pier or some type of trail that has like a lake or a pond or something with water, that's where you're going to meet somebody. You got to get out. You got to get out because this, oh my God, look at this. This is amazing. This is what's being hidden. Your Two of Cups is waiting for you to take the steps to elevate, which means you have to put yourself out there. You can't stay home if you want to meet somebody, Capricorn. If you are wanting somebody, I see you're in this very independent. Well, if somebody reaches me, then I'm open to it. But you've been in isolation or maybe you've been working a lot and you've not been focusing on love. If you just put yourself out there, I see you meet somebody. And this is a fate. This is a part of your path that you're supposed to come into alignment with this person. They're mirroring a lot of your same energy where they're like, yeah, I want somebody, but I'm not going to force it, which is a good energy to be in. So if you get an impulsive hit with your intuition that says, go do this or go here, I want you to use that. That is your inner GPS guiding you to do this. So you could definitely meet this person and be in a relationship with them. All right, let's get some advice for Capricorns. All Capricorns, what is the overall advice? What is the guidance? What is it you need to know? What is it you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good this week, Capricorn? The cat, it's all about independence. It says, you're being encouraged to develop a balance between independence and a time of togetherness. This also indicates that you would greatly benefit from a profound journey of self-discovery. Learn to enjoy time spent with yourself. And you know what? If you're single, for those that are single, this is the best way to meet somebody, is doing something that you enjoy yourself. You know, a lot of times people go do things that they think just because they're going to meet somebody there. You don't meet somebody that way. You usually meet somebody when you're doing something that you're in your best era of happiness, that it makes you feel good. So that's a sense of independence. So let's get you an angel number for this week. All Capricorns, what is the angel number of advice? What is it you need to know? What is it you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good? 0330, lucky shirt. It says, love, peace, hope, and optimism. Transferring responsibility to others, progress, and creativity. Pursue your goals and get what you want. It will provide wonderful benefits for you and people you hold dear. Your ability to communicate is improving at this time, which will make it easier for you to interact with a broad spectrum of individuals. All right, so you might wear your lucky shirt because then you're going to get lucky meeting somebody potentially, for those that are single. All right, let's move on to Aquarius 123. My nose is starting to run now. I have horrible allergies. Sickness, allergies. It's like a trade-off. All right, Aquarius. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Sam. Thank you for joining the live. All right, Aquarius. Those that are married, in a relationship, pending divorce, in a separation, but you have somebody, you know somebody, you're interconnected with somebody. What is your energy? What is their energy? What's the energy exchange between the two of you this week? Aquarius. All right, your energy, Ace of Wands. Their energy is the Magician. The energy between the two of you is the Moon in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Swords. You both are wanting to be really honest with each other. You're like, boom, chicka, boom, boom. You like the boom, boom in the bedroom. This person feels like the two of you really bring a lot of fireworks out. The Moon in reverse and the Seven of Swords in reverse. You both are maybe being honest for once with each other. Let's see what's going on here. Aquarius, why you have the Ace of Wands? This could be a newer person, or you're bringing something new into the bedroom. If you've been with this person for a long time, you're trying or spicing things up. I'm hearing whips and chains. Okay. Oh, I just said whips and chains. Look at the devil came out. Okay. The Moon in reverse again. And you're into it. Okay. You got the Ten of Pentacles here. So for a long time, Aquarius, you've been wanting to talk about whips and chains with your person. Maybe you buy some stuff that's spicing things up. You want to be adventurous. You want to do some things behind closed doors. You're finally saying, you know what? I am going to be honest. I'm going to finally listen to my intuition. My intuition is saying, speak up. This is what I want to do. All right, your person's into it because they got the Magician. Why is the Magician here? There's a fetish or a kink you guys are both into. Yeah, they don't have any worries about it. They're like, yeah, let's try other things. I'm open to other options. Let's do other things. They may be a little bit nervous because, especially if you're like in like a dominated energy, they might be a little nervous, but they're going to go along with it. All right, why is the Moon in reverse? Temperance, the Ten of Pentacles. You have been wanting to talk to this person. You've been patiently waiting for the opportunity to bring this up. You realize if you don't take this opportunity now, you're going to miss out. The Empress, the Four of Swords, and the Four of Wands. A lot of you are married to this person. This is the turning point. This is going to turn your relationship around. It's going to reinvigorate the spice in the bedroom. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at the whips and chains thing. Okay, well, good luck. Enjoy. Have fun. You could be dealing with a air sign, a water sign, air sign, fire sign, air sign, a Taurus, a Sagittarius, a Capricorn, a Cancer, a Capricorn, a Cancer, or a Taurus. Okay. I'm just going to leave it at that. We're going to leave that energy right there. Let's get some letters. I was going to say sin, but S-E-N came out. Letter S-E-N. Okay. All right, let's look at singles. If you are single, you don't have a spouse or a partner, or you're not in a commitment, you're not talking to anybody, And you want to know, Aquarius, is there anybody coming around me? Am I going to meet somebody this week? What's the energy around the Aquarius singles? I'm seeing a revolving door. So some of you work in a high-rise building that has a revolving door. You're going to make eye contact with somebody. This person could be a Pisces. This person's recently out of a relationship or they had to move out. They were living with somebody. They may have Leo in their chart, Earth in their chart. They're a little guarded. I'm not going to lie. They're a little guarded. It may take a while. If you want something from this person or a relationship, it may be a while before you get it from them. They're still have boxes that haven't been unpacked in the place they just moved into. But you will meet this person. There's something about the revolving door. So if you work in a high-rise building, that's where you're meeting this person. They could have Earth, Leo, water, Pisces. All right, let's get some advice. For all Aquariuses this week, what is the advice? What is the guidance? Virgo was already done, Kaneen. Timestamp for Virgo is 47:22. You'll have to back it up. When I get done with the live, I will put the timestamps in the comment section. All right, Aquarius, or in the post, I guess. All right, Aquarius, what is your advice for this week? The cat. A lot of people got this independence card this week. It says, you are being encouraged to develop a balance between independence and a time of togetherness. This also indicates that you would greatly benefit from a profound journey of self-discovery. Learn to enjoy time spent with yourself. So you're being asked to be independent, but also know when to interact and have time with other people. All right, what is the angel number for Aquarius this week? All right, Aquarius. One more. What's the angel number? 8888, personal power. It's material and spiritual abundance, wealth, resources, force, balance, confidence, material gain, and epic romance. All that is good and pleasant in your life will multiply. Angels are sending you the number to reassure you of the prosperity and well-being ahead. Your surroundings will treat you with admiration and respect. Use it for the greater good. So you could be seeing 8888 this week. All right, Pisces. Pisces, 129:49. All right. All right, Pisces. If you are married, in a relationship, you're talking to somebody, this is your message. Singles, we will do after this. All right, Pisces, what's your energy? What's your person's energy? What's the energy between the two of you? What's going on for Pisces placements? Pisces. Pisces placement. Your energy is the devil. Could be dealing with the Capricorn. Your person's energy is the Two of Swords in reverse. The energy between the two of you is the Four of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands. Before I pulled this card, I heard balance. So there might be something that you need to balance out. There could be a little bit of obsessive compulsive energy going on here that you may be attached to a thought or a belief or a pattern that needs to be detached. So let's find out here. Why is the Devil card here for Pisces placements? Why is the Devil card here for Pisces placements? Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles. You're obsessed with work. You're very much attached to investing in work. Your person feels certain that that's what your investment is. The Two of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Wands. They think that you're talking to someone else, you're dating someone else because you're obsessed with work. There's been a disruption between the two of you. The Strength, the Star, and the Seven of Wands. The Justice, the Four of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. You're holding on to work. You're all about work, 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 work. You could be a workaholic, all work, no play. You're attached to the idea of that. You strongly hope that you will have relief at some point, but you're pushing this person away in the interim. This person feels like the reason why you're holding on to work is because they think there's somebody else. And that's the truth that they're holding on to this week. That's what they think. They strongly believe that you're connecting or talking to someone else at work is why you're so obsessed with work. All right, could be dealing with a Libra, a Leo, an Aquarius, a fire sign, an air sign, an earth sign. Okay, a Capricorn or a fire sign. All right, let's move on to letters. We've got P, N, E, E, K. All right. What about singles? Pisces singles. If you're single, you're not in a relationship, you're not talking to anybody, but you want to know, am I going to meet somebody this week? Let's find out. Pisces singles. Pisces singles. Ooh. There is a new person. Wow, Two of Cups. Four of Wands, the Strength, and the Page of Swords with the Justice. Okay. You are going to meet somebody. If you go to the library or you're doing something with books, maybe go to a bookstore, that's where you're meeting this person. So if you're somebody who loves to read a lot, you like to learn a lot, I do see that you're curious about something that's coming out. Maybe there's like a book signing that you want to go to. You're wanting to get something that's newly released. When you go towards that, that's where you're meeting this person. This person is very different, very opposite of you. They are somebody who, they may have earth in their chart. They may have fire. They may also have a little bit of water, but this is somebody you're meant to meet. This person's going to help you understand what commitment is all about. Okay. Well, that's beautiful. All right, let's get you some advice, Pisces. All Pisces this week. What is the overall advice? What is the guidance? What do you need to know? What do you need to hear, Pisces? One more. What's the animal message of advice? The Cardinal Adventure. It says, you need to live up to your fullest potential. Explore new directions and take risks in order to grow as an individual. Change may be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. So you're being asked to be more adventurous this week. All right, what is the angel number of advice for Pisces? What is the angel number of advice, Pisces? 0000, exactly. You have limitless potential. Reset, relaxation, unknown surrender, finish line, success, and victory. It says, it serves as a timely reminder that anything can be accomplished. If you can dream it, there's no reason you can't make it a reality. If something is in the possession of another person, it is available to you. So try to remain calm. What's meant for you will not pass you by. Let go of tension and relax. Okay, well, that's exciting. All right. Hi, Laura. All right, so I've got 10 minutes to do ask a question, get an answer for those that are interested. Give me a second. Let me switch out decks here. All right. The way this works is you put your question in the comments. I don't scroll up, so if I don't answer your question after 2 or 3 times, you have to put it back in the comments. It does help the algorithm by putting the comments in. Okay. Lynn, is anybody secretly watching you online? Yeah, somebody does recognize you. Somebody that you're not in communication with, they are a fire sign. Laura, or wait, Shelly, will you get your Valentine's wish? Yes, King of Cups. Laura, will he confess? Laura, will he confess? Yes, I do see with the 7 of Swords. Or I'm sorry, the Queen of Swords, not the 7 of Swords. Yes, I do see that. Janetta, what do I need to be aware of this week? Don't be all talk, no action. Be aware of that you need to strongly communicate. If you want something, whether it's work, whether it's personal, you need to strongly communicate what you want. Don't hide behind that. Horus, is someone watching you online? Horus, is someone watching you online? Yeah, so we got the King of Cups and the Lovers. This is somebody who truly does love you. Marta, what I don't see coming. Marta, what you don't see coming. Marta, what do you not see coming? Somebody you haven't been in communication with is going to reach out again. But here's the thing. It's a boomerang. They're going to reach out, but then they're going to ghost you again. So you don't see that this happening. This person has Pisces in their chart or they have fire in their chart. So just be aware of that. Let's see. Beaches, did your kids hack your phone? No, they did not. Michelle, am I just a convenience like I'm being told by many? What? Michelle? No, you're not. Those are opportunities you should let pass you by. Those are not good opportunities. Laura, will your relationship go the distance? Laura. Yes, I see 6 of Wands, but there's some fears and insecurities, maybe some stress that you guys need to release. But I do see with the 6 of Wands, it could go the distance. There's definitely recognition there. Melissa, do I have some kind of blockage with trying to meet someone? You need to socialize more. You might be socializing incorrectly. Yeah, you have options, but you're putting your decision or your choices in the wrong options. Meaning, like, if you're going out with all of your married friends, they're married. They're not really in the energy placement of trying to attract somebody. Maybe you need to be going out by yourself or going out with other people or doing other things. There's something about options need to be different. Audrey, when will I get in a new relationship? Audrey, what's the energy around Audrey? Your friend is going to introduce you to somebody around September. You're meeting somebody new, possibly around September, by one of your friends. They're actually going to introduce you. Let's see. Horus, is there a possibility that I will move and open up my business this year? Is Horus going to move and open a business? I see you're really passionate about it. But here's the problem is you have to put the action in place. There's something about the plans they're not there. Maybe you don't have a business plan. Maybe you don't have the money saved up. And I don't see you taking the action. I see that the desire is there. Yeah, something's not strong enough. It's either the business plan's not strong enough or the money is not strong enough quite yet. Yeah, the 10 of Pentacles is in reverse. You're not there yet. You have to either save up more money or have a stronger business plan. Okay. Pam, will I find love this year? Will Pam find love this year? 9-9. 9 of Swords, 9 of Wands. 99? You got to work on your confidence. If you work on your confidence, I see that there is an earth sign that you could potentially meet, or even a fire sign. It may start out as a lustful connection, but it could turn into something more solid later on. So your blockage is, it looks like fear or insecurity. Happy Super Bowl Sunday, Laura. Thank you. Thank you for joining my live and putting a comment. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Shelly is, what did that say? I missed it. Oh, you have to put it back on there. I missed it. Oh, wait. Will he stay faithful? I see the Devil and the 2 of Wands is in reverse. So I would use your intuition on that one. That may be a no-go. You're welcome, Pam. Happy Super Bowl to you, too. You're welcome, Horace. Cinderella. Steve's intentions towards you. Cinderella. What's his intentions towards you? He likes you. Page of Wands, Emperor, the Magician. He wants to see what can happen between the 2 of you. 10 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Okay, he has really good intentions with you. Yes. He wants to know if you have other options. He feels like he has competition. Bianca, are things going to get better for you? Bianca, are things going to get better for you? Yeah, I see the Tower, the Five of Swords reverse, the Hierophant, 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. Yes, I do see things are going to get better. May not be until potentially summertime, like between May and October, things are going to start picking back up for you. You're going to be crawling back up that ladder. Let's see here. Laura, has the woman been the same person in the past? The third party, Laura. Is the third party the same person? She has air in her chart, whoever this is, or earth in her chart. Yes, I see the Three of Swords. It is somebody from the past. It's the person you know it is, or who you're thinking it is. You're welcome, Bianca. Michelle, will I ever remarry? Michelle, will you ever remarry? I just heard tell her 3 years. Yep. It's going to be with either a Leo, a Pisces, or an air sign, but it's going to be at least 3 years. Marta, will your person reach out to you again? I got 2 more minutes and then I got to go. I've been on here for almost 2 hours. Marta. No, I see with the world, this chapter is closed for right now. Any other questions? Oh, you're welcome, Laura. Hope you have a wonderful day. Shelly, is your ex spying on you? Is Shelly's ex spying on her? Yes. We've got the Sun and the Eight of Cups for sure. When will Cinderella's person return? I'm hearing January. It may not be for a while. This person has to see the truth of the situation and they have to cut something else out of their life. There's a codependency, potentially on family or friends, or a financial codependency. Okay. Shelly, you're welcome. All right. Any other questions? Otherwise, I'm going to boot scoot with you out of here. I appreciate those that have joined the live. If you're coming in after, I will put the timestamps down below. You're welcome. I hope everybody enjoys if you watch the Super Bowl today, or just have a wonderful, beautiful day. All right, I'm going to go. Nicole, is he playing you? No, he's not. All right, bye.